Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Callie.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast. Welcome back to the Book Common Room podcast. We're so glad you guys are here. It's fall.
We're in October. People
Spooky
who love
month.
spooky month.
Yeah. I used to, like as a kid, it was like always fun because you like go trick-or-treating. And then I always had then I had a phase where I just did not like Halloween time because it's just, I always felt the scary side more than I don't know. But now with Twilight in my life, things have changed.
Well, I feel like as a kid it's fun, because you're trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And then you kind of phase or grow out of the trick-or-treating.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, well, do I go to like haunted houses? And I don't like haunted houses.
No.
And
Horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies. We're not big horror movie people, so
No.
Halloween was just kind of weird.
Yeah. But my sister, I know people that Halloween is like when they come to life.
Yeah.
You know, it's like their month. My sister loves Nightmare Before Christmas. She loves like the Tim Burton. She loves the wacky stuff. But the thing is, like, as I've gotten older and Twilight has been in my life, I feel like I've embraced it a little bit more.
Yeah, there's just kind of like it almost feels like Emily Bronte.
Yes.
The like Moors,
Yes.
kind of dark aesthetic.
Yes.
That's kind of what I go for
Yes.
in Halloween time.
So now I'm starting to like it better. Also, apple cider, sweaters.
All the things.
All the things. We love it.
And we're not going to school, so we can actually just
enjoy it. Yes. And the problem is I miss being a student, but I also don't miss never having time to do the things I wanted to do.
Yeah, this is true.
So
hopefully the holidays will be more than just like a day.
Yeah,
Yep.
for real, honestly. And the thing is, we never had a fall break.
No.
Our university didn't do fall breaks.
No. Or spring break.
Or it was a spring day.
Yes.
But it was a Friday. Most people don't have classes Friday anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, what have you been reading?
Yes. Okay. So I actually have been reading a ton this past month.
Way to go.
The job I have right now, I have a lot of just like, it's a job I can listen to things with, like while I'm doing work.
That's
so I've been
awesome.
listening to a lot of audiobooks. So I read, the first book is called My Brilliant Friend, but I listened to the whole series, which is 4 books. It's basically about this girl. They're in Italy. I feel like now I'm just forgetting everything.
Oops.
But it's like her life.
Okay.
It starts off and she's 9 until she's like in her 60s, and it's about her and her friend and like the different lives that they live.
Interesting.
It was really good, but really frustrating.
Like the character it was?
Yeah, and all the decisions they made. I feel like the author had a point she wanted to make, and to prove that point, she'd prove it with the negative, if that makes sense. So it's like, motherhood is complicated. So she wrote a mother that wasn't the best.
Okay.
And like the consequences of that. So it was very effective, but very frustrating.
Yes.
The characters just kept doing things that was ruining their lives.
That's how I feel every time I watch Gilmore Girls around this time of the year.
Yep, basically.
I get to a certain season and I stop.
Yep. And like I was taking notes as I was listening to it, and most of the notes were, oh my gosh, I hate this character, or this character's the worst. Like, why does this character keep coming back?
Yep.
But I still recommend it.
Okay. So you're gonna suffer,
but you're gonna be happy
about it.
I also read R.F. Kuang's new book, Catabasis.
How did you like it?
Okay, I really liked it.
Okay. This is the Alice in Wonderland.
Dante's Inferno.
Yes. What a combo.
The 2 main characters' names are Alice and Peter, which I feel like is a callback to a lot of those fairy tales. It's very polarized if you look at reviews and stuff. People either love it or they hate it.
Oh,
I'm in the camp of loving it. It's not the perfect book. No spoilers. I feel like Peter didn't get fleshed out as much as I wish he did as a character, but I still thought it was great. It's very depressing, and a lot of like really hard stuff happens, but it's like what are the hard parts of getting a graduate degree, and what are the lengths someone would go to like get an A in their class. I thought it was good. And the way she described R.F. Kuang, the author, described her version of hell was super interesting. It's a campus, basically.
Oh, interesting.
You start off in the library,
Well,
and then you go to like
professor?
the mess hall.
Interesting. That's so funny.
Yeah.
This is hell. Just kidding.
Basically, sometimes it feels like it.
I'm sure a lot of professors agree with that too.
But I liked it. I recommend it.
Cool. Yes. Okay, those are I have started a lot of books.
That's okay.
I have been like this for several months now. I don't know what my problem is, you guys. I think I just got pooped after our first few months of this year. Dune, Hunger Games, Lord of the Rings.
Wore you out.
I was like, all right, I'm good for the year. Just kidding. So I started a lot of books. Have not finished them. I still want to finish The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I have started Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Really enjoy it. I'm just taking my time with that book. I really like it. It's very cute. And then, obviously, Twilight. And then there was another book that I started that I have not finished.
That's okay.
I have a lot of things in the fire, but nothing completed.
Not
I've
a big
been
deal.
book hopping.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, but once I feel like I complete a book, I think I'll get back into my reading. So I just gotta finish something.
Yeah.
At
I get
some
that.
point. But I do feel like as we get closer to Christmas time, I'm hoping I get back into my rhythm of reading. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But anyways, to the topic of this month, non-spoiler episode, we will be talking about vampires and vampire adaptations, mainly Twilight.
Yes.
Like Twilight, and then as an enrichment activity, if you so desire, The Vampire by William Polidori, because it'd be interesting to compare origins of vampire narratives in literature to what we know of vampires today, which is very different.
It is very different.
That would be interesting.
I also feel like if you don't necessarily want to read Twilight, which is totally fine, and I feel like The Vampire is also just kind of like another thing, so you could still join in and
also
the topic, but
yeah, and I think a lot of people, maybe not like, I don't know, like our audience, maybe you guys have all read Twilight, so having The Vampire to read, which I'm pretty sure is accessible through Google Books for free.
Because I just looked it up and it's
in the public domain. Yeah, because I think it was written in like 1819 or something, so definitely free at this point. But I am just curious to compare.
Yeah, I feel like vampire as a genre, if you could call it that, is fun because you can really do anything with it.
Yeah.
You really just have this immortal being that's usually attractive going out and like killing people, but somehow they're the protagonist.
Yes, you're rooting for them.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah. Or like, I feel like everything is very saturated with the tropes of like vampires. Like, I think, have you heard of the video game Castlevania?
No, I haven't.
Actually, you might like it.
Would I like it?
I think I don't know. You might want to look it up. I don't know. I think it's an old 80s game.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They adapted it onto Netflix into an anime. And I love it. But it is like a bloodbath. It is very violent. Very violent. Very much leaning into the sexy, dangerous, scary tropes of today, which is a little different from what was originally like created around vampires. So we'll get into that. Let's talk origins of vampires, y'all.
I'm very excited.
The word vampire entered the English language in the mid-18th century. It may have Slavic roots. I think the etymology for like folklore terms are always kind of loose.
Yeah.
But particularly roots from Serbian. The word vampire. I don't know how to pronounce it in Serbia, but it was documented in Serbia because Austrian officials had gained control of the region and investigated reports of Walking Dead people.
Weird.
Yes. Folklore usually stems from crazy like stories like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is like the origins of the word, and I found this cool article that kind of cropped up at the perfect time of this podcast on Substack. We love Substack.
Yes.
And it's from Dr. Rebecca Marks. She is a writer and an art and literary historian, PhD from Cambridge University. You could probably find this article. We can link it. but I'm just going to pull from some of the research she had done. She says that it all goes to the idea of the nightmare or incubus, a folkloric monster. The idea is that the nightmare weighs on your chest as you sleep, invading the safe space of your room and your body. It's interesting. She adds in like her own speculation on why this could be, and she had said like this could have been assumed. She kind of speculates that this could be early superstitious explanations to sleep conditions like sleep paralysis. And one of my former professors, he teaches a folklore, myth, and legends class, and he has a podcast called Angels and Seer Stones, and he brought up this idea of, I wish I could remember it, but basically, so you know what sleep paralysis is. Like, have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
I luckily haven't.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've only had it once. It didn't scare me though, but it happens to Grayson all the time.
Aww.
And it's usually when he's napping, like when he's taking a nap, and it freaks him out. But I've had it before where it's like you wake up and you like can't move. Like you literally cannot move. And there's a step further to sleep paralysis. They say it's like in the same realm, but basically it's you feel a presence in the room.
Creepy.
When you're sleeping. Yes. And so they think like this folklore legends of like vampires kind of stems from like that phenomenon.
There's paintings on this that are really cool. You've got The Nightmare. Do you know what painting I'm talking about?
I think so, with the shadow.
Well, so there's a couple. So you've got The Nightmare. This would be kind of cool to put up. Painting.
Yes.
Because it embodies like the romantic era. Like this is all very capital R romantic. This is like the art, and they were obsessed with the incubus and the nightmare. It was like a thing. I'll just show you. So this is, we can put it on the screen. So this is the Nightmare.
I know what you're talking about.
You'll know it.
Why did I recently? Oh, I think she posted that artwork in her Substack.
Probably. Well, and then this is the famous incubus painting.
Oh, I see. Yes. So it's very interesting. And also there are people out there that have experienced that level of, it's like, I can't remember the term, but it's further than sleep paralysis. Doctors have like, I can't remember what doctor had studied this, but it is like a real thing where people feel like a presence like in the room. Yeah. And sometimes they can even like see it. Oof. Anyways, so then she goes into being like, okay, so this is a potentially superstitious explanation to the vampires of today, which we often see in media as being portrayed as like sexy and dangerous and scary. But it started forming in the 19th century. I'm going to go through like this little literary lineage. So she traces it back to Lord Byron, which there is some debate over this. Of like who really started the vampire in literature. Yeah. But she traces it to Lord Byron in a fragment written in 1816. And like we'll link this article for you guys to access. But Lord Byron, a fragment, 1816. I love how she references him. She calls him Lordy B. Lordy B. That fits. He is a romantic poet at large. She references him as mad, bad, and dangerous to know. He wrote an unfinished vampire novel, and she's like, it was probably based on himself. I think partly on himself is probably what she said. And then his buddy John Polidori, which we'll get into, who wrote The Vampire, which is our enrichment activity for this month. If you are a long-term listener, you will recall in our Frankenstein episode, this man appeared in that episode. Yes. Because he was with the Shelleys and Byron in that Year Without a Summer, where like they were like, let's do scary ghost stories. At like Lake Geneva in Switzerland. And we were like, yeah, he was the one that wrote The Vampire. Actually, what had happened was he was pulling from what Lord Byron had written. Yeah. So Lord Byron never finished it. It was probably why it's a fragment. because it was unfinished. And so he goes off to finish what he had written, and he's Byron's physician. He copied Byron's vampire story, but he finished it.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious when we get to our spoiler episode if we will notice a difference in tone.
Yeah, I wonder.
Between Polidori and Byron. Anyways, so that's the tea. And their relationship goes...
Tumultuous.
Yes. It is problematic, but honestly, a lot of any relations with Lordy B is problematic. And so, anyways, since he finished it, that is the first proper vampire novel in English literature. So technically, it is John Polidori. He was pulling from Byron. So there's that.
I know when I was doing research for this, I found a different article who had read John Polidori's journals.
Yeah.
And the way that Polidori describes it is that he went to Lake Geneva and he wrote this story for a woman. And like that's how it became popular, the vampire. But he didn't put his name on it at first. So like what would happen was Frankenstein would get published and then a companion would be the vampire.
Yes.
And they'd put Lord Byron's name on it. And Polidori got mad.
Yeah.
He was like, no, it wasn't Lord Byron. And the article I found quoted Byron saying, damn the vampire, the story. What do I know of vampires? And so basically Lord Byron was like, no, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And then Polidori was like, oh yeah, I wrote it at Lake Geneva. But then later on, it was proved that it was Lord Byron. It was Lord Byron.
Yeah. So it's just a mess because, like, I don't know, because it's just so fun to tell the story of the ghost stories at Lake Geneva when they're all stuck in the house because it's like snowing or like raining, and the doctor came up with this vampire story, but it was really something that was already started. He just finished it.
Well, and there are also records showing that Shelley didn't like it at first, and so he got super depressed.
Mary or Percy?
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good distinction. Mary didn't like it at first. And so he became like super depressed afterwards. When I was doing research on Polidori, he like went through a bunch of depressive periods.
Interesting.
And would like, so one of the reasons Lord Byron said their relationship didn't work out was because Polidori was too gloomy and didn't have enough humor.
That's
so
hilarious.
They stopped being friends.
Lordy B, he is so moody, but he is funny though.
Yeah. And so he fired him as his personal physician.
Interesting.
And
moody people can't get along with other moody people.
Apparently not. And I think, and the timeline is fuzzy. No one actually really knows.
Okay.
But that's when he probably stole the vampire, finished writing it, because Polidori went to school and got his degree in medicine or doctor.
Yes.
What is it? Medicine back then?
Yeah, medicine.
But he was 19, and at the time in most places you couldn't be a doctor till you're 21.
Oh.
And so Lord Byron hired him as like a personal physician because he couldn't work at like a hospital. And then he got fired and still couldn't be a doctor, so he decided to write. But no one was really reading his stuff or liking it.
No.
Until he wrote the vampire, supposedly.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's all fuzzy. It's all speculation, as a lot of some of this historical stuff can be.
Yeah, all of that came from Polidori's journals, but then again, who knows? He could have been lying in his journals too.
Yeah, so and you don't know when he wrote those. Well, I guess some could be dated, but
yes.
Anyway, so that's the kind of the timeline. So Lord Byron, John Polidori, and then we get James Reimer and Thomas Prest's Varney the Vampire. It's a penny dreadful. We've talked about these before, where like once everyone was reading, there's the printing press, everyone was like, oh, I can make money off of writing. People were just, everything was being saturated, and you just have like crap stories.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those, a cheap form of serialized fiction, which was popular during the Victorian era, and which were usually gothic or crime or mystery dramas, which is always fun. People love those, and they still do.
Yep.
But it's very like vulgar and like sensationalist. And then there's Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmilla in 1872, which is a sapphic vampire epistolary fiction, which we still have today.
Yeah.
Lesbian vampires.
V.E. Schwab's new book, Barry Our Bones in Midnight Soil. That's a sapphic vampire book.
Well, also, I think we referenced this in another video, but we'll still pop it up on the screen. So, yeah, you guys, that's not new. That's not new. Bram Stoker's Dracula, which a lot of people know. We should read that at some point. Maybe we do that next year.
I know. I listened to a podcast when I was doing research for this episode, and they were claiming that Dracula was like
original.
The beginning. But I would kind of disagree because I think it does go back
to the
vampire.
Yeah, I think so too, but I wonder if it's because Dracula was far more popularized.
Could have been. They were saying it was like that became what we know as the modern vampire. Was Dracula. They had done research and they found roots to the vampire as far as Lilith.
Yes.
Who, if you guys don't know, quick synopsis, she was in Jewish traditions or religion. I don't know how you would say it.
Yeah.
They believe that she was before Eve. So she was supposed to be Eve with Adam and like start the earth.
Yeah, their family
and stuff like that. But she didn't want to do that. And so to punish her, God killed all of her children. But then the kind of what they believed at the time is anytime a woman had like a miscarriage or if like SIDS happened with a baby.
Like infant death.
Sudden infant death. They would blame it on Lilith. Like she was the cause of it because she wanted vengeance for God killing all of her children.
Yeah.
So like that was some of the early ties that they believe that they found that eventually led to what we know is like the nightmare and the incubus and then to the vampire.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
That is very interesting. Yes. Okay. That's kind of spooky though too.
It's spooky.
Then we have Stephen King. We're in the 1970s now. This is a jump from Dracula in the 1890s to Stephen King to the 1970s. He is the classic king of horror.
Yes.
Responsible for Nosferatu, which I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Stephen King. And she said, and probably Twilight too.
Probably.
Responsible at least.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, responsible in the sense that he didn't create it, but those creations were inspired potentially.
That might have influenced. Stephenie Meyer's probably influenced.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's crazy. So, Vampires in New England was like one of his favorite novels that he ever wrote.
That's
apparently.
Awesome.
That's a random fact. And then you have Anne Rice's interview with the vampire.
And I need to read that.
Yes. Vampires in Louisiana. So it's like your classic Southern Gothic. And she's like, this is also rather queer. So
I feel like most vampire stories are.
Yes. So, and just like, I don't know, folklore, you get all sorts of things.
Yep.
So, and then she was like, the consequences from all of this like melting pot of literature on vampires is Buffy and Twilight and True Blood and all those things.
Yeah, Vampire Diaries.
Yes. So, and I literally was watching, I was at my parents' the other day, and my mom turned on, like, they still have cable, and I saw that there was, like, the Disney Channel was still going, and I was like, oh, what is Disney Channel doing? And there's a vampire show on Disney Channel.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Oh. And it's like a little teenager, and she's Vampirina or something like that. And I was like, man, it's still going.
It is.
And it was just funny because, like, one of the jokes was, like, she's making friends. She's trying to hide the fact that she's a vampire. And, like, her friend is like, let's make a promise. And she's like, oh, yes, a blood oath or something like that. And it was just funny because it's just tapping into those, like, tropes of, like, vampire stories. And I'm like, man, this is where we're at today. Vampirina on a kid's show. But anyways, so, yeah, that's our basic origins of vampires.
I think that kind of stuff is so cool.
I think so too.
Like even when we were talking about the origins of Frankenstein and how that changed over time.
Yeah.
It almost makes me wonder, like, how is a society, like, why did we change it this way? Like, I wonder what happened where it was something that was gothic and romantic.
Yes. Was it like this collective psyche that was like, we need to soften vampires?
Make it more supernatural.
But it's like so weird because like, okay, no spoilers, obviously, for Twilight.
Yeah.
But you read it, and I am Bella.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can admit that. even though I like make fun of her, but I'm like, but I'm also her.
Yes.
I'm also her.
Yep.
Like I think they just softened it, but in a way that's like appealing. Like the bad guy, but you, anyways.
Oh yeah, you would so fall for Edward.
Oh yeah, like, and this is why girls die. Like, this is why girls get murdered, and you have this horrible podcast. It's because you have these weirdo Edward kinds of characters, and they're like, I want an adventure, and like they die. That's the reality. Okay,
that's awesome.
Like I know this one girl that I used to work with, and I'm like, I don't know how you're alive, because she would do stupid things like Bella. Sorry, that's my little soapbox.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep. She never mind.
We won't go into
it. We know what we're talking about. We know.
So
anyways,
funny.
Stephenie Meyers.
So then we get Stephenie Meyer.
Yes. Callie, you take it away.
I just did basic research on Stephenie Meyer like normal. She was born in Hartford, Connecticut, which I did not know that. So Gilmore Girls. But she was raised in Phoenix, Arizona, which comes up in Twilight. That's the beginning of the book. Bella is from Phoenix, Arizona. There are jokes that Stephenie Meyer basically wrote. It's a self-insert. But if you watch, like, she is Bella.
Yes.
But if you watch any interviews, she's very much like, no. Like, Bella's someone I'd be friends with, but I am not Bella. You can decide for yourself.
Yes.
She met her husband, Christian Meyer, in Arizona when they were both children. I was watching another interview, and she said that if she were Bella,
I'm not saying that I am, but if I was,
she would have chosen Jacob because she is more. She fell in love with the family friend, the friend she knew since she was a kid, and they got married. And I thought that was so cute. So she got married and she became a mom. She had her first child as she graduated from college with a degree in English. She said that she never planned on becoming a writer, but this is an infamous story. She had a dream one night.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And she had a dream, and she's in a meadow, and there's a girl and a sparkling boy next to each other. And she had this dream, and then she said she wrote the first book in 3 months because she got obsessed with these characters.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun.
Right? And it was super cute. She had 2 kids by that point while she was writing. And she's like, I had 1 kid in my arm, 1 kid on my knee, and I was just writing. And she said she was obsessed with this story. And I think that's part of the reason why, kind of spoilers, I enjoy Twilight, even though it is, for teenagers.
Yeah.
It's so character forward. It's character driven.
Yeah.
And that's definitely how she wrote it. She described that she planned out each character first, and then the setting and the world and all that kind of stuff came later. But she was obsessed with these people that she wanted to create. So Bella and Edward. I was like, oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I like it. And then after the first book became popular, it was pretty popular pretty immediately. When she got signed on with an agent and arcs were being sent out, as soon as it got published, tons of people started reading it. So she'd go to signings, and she was describing that her first signing she went to, there were probably like 40 people there. And then the next one she'd go to, there was like 100 people there. And it just kept going and going and going. And then once the movie started coming out, it just like exploded. And she eventually started her own film company. By the time Breaking Dawn Parts 1 and 2 came out, she had created her own film company that has produced movies such as Austenland.
Did not
know what that is?
Did not know this.
Right? And then her other book, The Host, and then Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2, which I thought was so cool. And like that film company is still like producing films.
That's super cool. Good for her.
Right?
Way to go. Honestly, like, I like that she did that with her money.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She is. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see here. And then the other thing that I also kind of like about these books, you can tell she was very influenced by Shakespeare, Jane Austen, and Lord Byron.
Yes.
So I think her vampire idea, she claims comes from Lord Byron, which is probably the vampire.
Yeah.
And then each book is either based off of a Jane Austen, a Bronte sister, or a Shakespeare book.
Really?
If you look into it, each one is based off of a different thing.
I'm going to
The spoiler episode, yeah, let's see if you can figure it out.
Yes.
And in the spoiler episode, I'll say which is which.
Okay.
Because it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can tell she got an English degree.
Yes. Yes. That's kind of fun that she has like those little Easter eggs in there for you.
But that's just kind of like the basic. Oh, the other thing that I thought was funny, I got this off of her website. She said currently her two loves outside of her family are first writing and second K-pop.
Yeah.
And if you go to her website, there's like a little, if you guys know anything about K-pop, each group has like this light stick that you have. So when you go to concerts, you can like wave it in the air. She's got like a little picture
Oh, that's so
on the website. So yes.
I love that. I'm with her.
Yes.
K-pop is awesome. Also, K-pop is so mainstream now.
It is.
Now it's cool to like K-pop.
It is.
But there was a time that if you said that, people were like, "You're weird."
What?
Yeah. And that was me in high school. I was like, I can't say anything.
Yes.
Anyways, Stephenie Meyer's. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
Dang it.
Stephenie Meyer is another one of those authors that I enjoy listening to her talk. Okay, this is going to sound mean. I just don't know a better way to say this. But she's a little odd.
Oh, she's like quirky?
She's a little quirky. That's a better word. And I kind of I like authors that are a little quirky because you can tell that they like are probably just really creative. This sounds horrible.
No,
like
I'm with
a
you.
mean person.
You kind of have to be unhinged in some way.
And she was so dedicated to writing these books, even after like she got a ton of backlash. Like Twilight, when you hear Twilight, all people say is it sucks.
Oh, and she's an English major. If you're in the English major, she gets backlash. My creative writing professor, she just liked to hate on Twilight because I understand where she's coming from. And a lot of other students, they were like, oh yeah, Twilight is so bad. Like, and then they would quote lines from it. I hadn't even read it, but I stuck up for Twilight, okay? So shout out Stephenie Meyer. I stuck up for you, even though like I know what they're saying, like through a critical lens, but also I went the impact route of creative writing. I was like, well, clearly people were captured by this story. And it was a tidal wave in young adult fiction. That was my spiel.
That was one reason why when we were brainstorming whether or not we wanted to do Twilight, that I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
Because it really has impacted just like the YA literature that we have today.
Yeah. And other writers. Like other writers were like, oh, like let me take this like angle of vampires in my story too.
Like the love triangle?
Oh yeah.
Like that started after she did that.
Yeah.
Love triangle, and then just like this like idea of like forbidden love.
Obsessive love.
Her whole thing is Stephenie Meyer said she wanted to write a first love and like how your very first love, like basically it becomes you.
That's all Wuthering Heights,
that's
y'all.
You can feel.
This is Wuthering Heights.
No, it is. And she, like, that's what she wanted to do. And then you're getting tons of stuff that's like that afterwards. And, and I would even say she kickstarted the vampire story.
Yeah, and tropes. I agree. I think a lot of what she has done has been done before, but not for a while. And so she like brought it back in circulation because there was a time when all those things were obviously very read by people, like Wuthering Heights and I don't know, like obsessive love and first love, all those things and love triangles had been like written before, but she brought it back, and then people were like, oh yeah, people like this.
This is true.
So that's us sticking up for Stephenie Meyer because clearly like you can critique the writing all you want, but it's not going to change how the masses respond to it.
Yeah. And I mean, the dialogue is cringe.
Oh yeah.
That is just a reality.
And like sometimes her word choice, I'm like,
this feels
like you had a different word in mind, but you Googled something else.
Yes. No, it's true. It's true. And I don't know. I do think the movies have ruined the reputation too. A little bit. Like, I do love the movies, but a lot of the cringy stuff from it comes from the movies.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the book, it's still cringe, but it's not as cringe.
I will say, this isn't a spoiler, but how I perceive Edward in the book is a lot better than how I see him in the movies.
And Bella.
Yeah.
Really all of the characters, except for Jacob.
I haven't met him yet.
Yes. Wait, he doesn't really come till the second book.
Oh, well, I may never know, because who knows how far I'm going to take this Twilight reading. But at least I will read the first one. But anyways.
The first one's really just the best one anyways.
Yes. So that's kind of it on Twilight.
Yeah.
But we can go into Polidori. Well, John William. That's why I'm getting William. I'm like, there's a William in there.
Where is it? His middle name.
John William Polidori. This is the enrichment side of our readings. But I think it would be interesting because I really think it will add to our experience of reading Twilight.
I agree. So to go back in time by quite a bit.
Yes.
So John William Polidori was born in September of 1795 in Westminster. He was known, we've kind of already said this, but he was known from the Romantic movement or the Gothic movement. And then one thing that I read is people usually will say he's the creator of the vampire genre within fantasy. So, like, he didn't create the idea, but, like, within the genre, that's, he kind of, like, kickstarted it off.
Yeah.
He kind of had, we talked about how he got a degree when he was 19, but he also got married pretty early on and then got divorced, which that was also one of the reasons why people thought that Byron didn't want to be friends with him anymore. Is because his reputation basically kind of plummeted after he got a divorce.
Which Lord
Because it
Byron,
was the 18th century.
Lordy B,
Lordy B.
he probably did not care.
No.
That man was all over the place. Okay, can we just? He is the. Oh, what is the term? It's like, oh, shoodles. What is the term? It's like the bad guy, but you love them. It's like the Batman character and the Byronic hero.
Yes.
There we go. English major
His
coming
name
through.
is in it.
His name is in it. I'm just saying, like, that man probably did not care about the reputation of the Doctor.
No.
So,
That's
but if that's speculation,
most of this is speculation.
Yes. But I just think that's funny. Maybe it is, but I think that would be very hypocritical if that's the case. It would be
hypocritical, literally. And then, so Polidori, he, like I also said before, he kind of went through a lot of different depressive periods. And he eventually met this girl. I don't remember her name, and I didn't write it down. I apologize. Who was 15 that he ended up falling in love with. And people speculate, yeah, this is fine.
I mean, no, but it's okay. It's all right.
It's not okay, but it was reality. And people speculate, again, we don't really know, but people speculate that he became a lot happier after meeting her. Aww. And they were going to get married, but he ended up getting into a crash. He got into a crash and had a major brain injury and was bedridden.
No way.
For basically like the rest of his life. Like he was going to die. People were so surprised that he didn't die.
That's crazy.
And then
head trauma, man.
Yes.
That does things.
It really does. But most of really anything that you can find about him is just about the vampire. I honestly had a hard time researching him
as a person.
Because a lot of stuff was what either he had in his journals or like what Lord Byron said about him. But they'll kind of contradicted each other. Yeah, they contradicted each other. So I don't actually even know what he did after that.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything.
Dang.
Maybe I just didn't research hard enough. But but one quote that I thought from this article that I read that I thought was kind of funny, it says, this is about Frankenstein. So in her book on Frankenstein's composition, Oxford historian Daisy Hay says that Polidori's story has a preoccupation with otherness, with figures who sit outside of the confines of society and who threaten disruption through their very being. Which I think is like the vampire like genre. I feel like
Frankenstein is that. Yeah. Because Frankenstein's monster is always the demon or the monster, and is also exploring this sense of otherness because society rejects him.
Yeah.
His creator rejects him.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of times those two stories were put together.
Yeah.
It kind of had that same idea in there. But I mean, even when you read Twilight, that's kind of the whole thing with the Cullens.
Yeah.
Is they try so hard. They go to high school and they try so hard to fit in, but they are outside. I mean, they're even outside of like the vampires themselves. They're like this own weird little group. So it is interesting because I think that's also the appeal behind Edward as a character. Because he's supposed to be the villain, but he's not. But he's also outside. He's not like other guys.
He's the Byronic hero.
He is.
Yeah. Sparkly boy.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we'll also get, I'm also excited to talk about how that he's not necessarily a vampire and Jacob's not necessarily a werewolf, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked that Stephenie Meyer said when she was creating these stories, we could have a discussion whether or not this is problematic. But she said that she didn't do any research when she was writing.
Yes.
And it clearly shows.
Yes.
But she said that she did that on purpose because she wanted to create something entirely new. It's like her werewolves aren't werewolves and her vampires aren't necessarily vampires, but those are just the names she gave them because she wanted to create this whole new world and story that it exists on its own.
I like that. You know what? I can see like that is problematic.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like you can't say no.
Yeah.
As like an author, like this is her world.
Yeah.
And also like it was probably more fun writing it that way.
Oh yeah, she just got to do whatever she wanted.
Yeah, she could literally just be like, and this is how my vampires are going to be.
Yeah.
It's like when you play as a kid.
Yep.
You're like, well, that's not how it works for me.
And I think that's why it also works perfect for like a younger, like a teenage audience. It's because teenagers, at least for me, I didn't really care question like the authenticity of it. Yeah. But as an adult, I like it when there's more research done.
That's my other thing too, is like all the critics, you know, not saying that all the critics didn't read Twilight when they were younger. Because they could have gotten older and been like, wow, this is trash. But I feel like for the most part, there are people that read it when they're older. And that's why they're so harsh.
Probably. I could see that.
Because like I have to go and I have two lenses right now.
Yeah.
I have the reaction of me, I don't know if you could say I'm well educated, but enough to like be like,
yeah.
But also the other teenage side of me that eats it up like how I would have if I read this the first time as a kid.
I think if I read it for the first time as an adult, I probably would have been like, wow, that was an experience.
Yeah. Wow. I'm not going to do that again.
But because I read it and loved it as a teenager, like a 12, 13-year-old, rereading it is so fun because I just like go back to that. And I'm like, oh, wow. I was obsessed. And I think the nostalgia really comes out.
Oh, yeah. And I told my sister, I was like, I'm reading Twilight right now. And she's like, oh my goodness. She like had asked and asked for Twilight and my uncle got it for her birthday. And she just remembers, she's like, I was so excited. I got it for my birthday. I read it that Friday night and read it all Saturday and just finished it. And cause you just like gobble it up. It's just one of those books.
It
is. I don't know. It's just fun. So I'm excited to see what you guys think about the readings for this month.
I know. I'm excited. Well, let us know what you're reading this month right now.
Yes.
We kind of want to hear what you're reading in the comments.
And like recommendations. Clearly, I've started lots, so there's more I could start.
This is true. We're excited to keep talking about it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we did it. We did it.